Hello everyone, we're from Group 4. Today we will show you about child-free marriage. Our group consists of me, Gwen, Noah, Josephine, and Jin.
So for the introductions to the case, child-free marriage, when it's placed in a country where traditions plays a huge role, being childless is often looked down or being seen as uncommon in the whole society. Having children has its own cost. It doesn't only mean by financial ways, but it also means by physical and emotional ways as well. And lastly, child-free decisions is based on many factors, for instance like childhood traumas, genetics, financial situations, emotional situations, and many other more. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is about the claims that exist towards this topic. Firstly, objective. The choice to be child-free is influenced mostly by personal preference by 37%. This means that objective only means that when it's based on something you can trust on. Comparatively to subjective, I think choosing to be child-free is selfish, or I think choosing to be child-free can be empowering because it shows how people focus on their personal goal. So the difference between objective and subjective is actually based on something you can trust on again, and second, subjective is based on your personal perspective or a person's perspective. And on factual claim, according to studies, the percentage of people who identify as child-free has increased in recent decades in developed countries. This one is also based on studies or based on something that is actually a fact. And for value claim, choosing to be child-free is responsible decisions in facing overpopulations and environmental challenges. So value claims means that it's more leaning towards moral of the morals that is included in the sentences.
Deductive argument, supporting argument. Some women have personal reasons, trauma, and genetic health risks to have children. They choose to not have child. Some couples choose to be child-free so they can focus more on their own emotional health and avoid the potential harm of passing on trauma or hereditary disease to children. Therefore, women who have personal reasons, trauma, and genetic health risks to have children can focus on more their own emotional health and avoid the potential harm of passing on trauma or hereditary disease to children. Counter argument. If children are not present, some people may feel their life lack of joy and purpose, leading to potential social judgment or ridicule. Some women face social judgment and ridicule because they have chosen to remain child-free. Therefore, not having children may lead to social alienation and ridicule from family and society. Our position. We agree that if people have children, the experience of raising them brings joy, purpose, and makes life feel more precious. Raising children provides a driving force to live more diligently. Therefore, having children brings happiness and serve as a motivation to live a more meaningful and purposeful life.
Now I will be presenting the inductive argument for this issue. The supporting argument is that having kids is crazy expensive, and most of us already stressed about student loans, rent. People who don't have kids will say they have more freedom to focus on their goals, travel, and just enjoy life. So it makes sense that choosing not to have kids could lead to a happier, less stressful life, especially if that's what you value. For the counter arguments, you can put it like, yeah, kids are a lot of work, but a lot of parents say it's super rewarding and gives their life meaning. Plus, if everyone decides to not have kids, the world will eventually run out of people and society will collapse. So having kids is important, not just for your own fulfillment, but for keeping things going in the long run. For my position or my argument, we agree that if people have children, the experience of raising them brings joy, purpose, and makes life feel more precious. Raising children provides a driving force to live more diligently. Therefore, having children brings happiness and serves as a motivation to live more meaningful and purposeful life.
So for the informal logical fallacies, there are two types of fallacy that we could think based off this case. The first one is strawman fallacy. So strawman fallacy is a logical fallacy that occurs when someone misunderstands an opponent's argument and then refutes that misinterpretation instead of the original argument. So why we think of this fallacy is because when someone said that I choose to be child-free, people might think that he or she don't like kids, or even more, they could think that he or she hates kids. And then the second one is appeal to natural fallacy. It is a logical fallacy that occurs when someone assumes something is good because it is natural, or it is bad because it is unnatural. So a marriage couple naturally expecting a child. So if they don't, people might think it is bad because it is unnatural. So it is just not common in society for a marriage couple that don't want to have a child. So that is why we choose this fallacy, this both fallacy. That's all for our video. Thank you.